Hi everyone, I thought we'd do another little video following on from the how to tie a halter series and just talk about how we actually tie the halter up and how we tie lead ropes on. Not everybody likes to use a clip, and it's one of the most common mistakes that I see made with using rope halters is that they get tied incorrectly. Some get tied up above the loop like this, and as you can see, that can pull loose and it can pull tight down onto the halter. If you had a big pullback or you had an accident, something happened and you needed to get that halter undone in a hurry, you got a far better chance of having this bowline knot that's pulled tight getting it undone than you have the overhand knot above. So I'm just going to take you through the difference, and what we're going to talk about is understanding this knot and being able to use it in lots of different applications, because you'll find that once you learn it, not just in tying up the halter, you can use it in lots of different ways. So I'm going to take you through a couple of different ways. So this is the loop. This part's coming over the top of the horse's head. We're coming down into the loop to start with. Now, all you need to really think about is that you want to secure the loop down here. You don't want to secure the headpiece up here. So we don't want to go up. We always want to keep going in the direction that the headpiece wants to take us, which is down, off to the right, around the loop, because we want to secure the loop, and back through there. And it should just lock. It just looks like a locking knot. And when you pull on the two, it should lock itself closed, and when you push them together, it'll unlock, locking, unlocking. The trouble with going up and tying above, and it looks similar in the application, it just means that the way it finishes up, it locks, or it doesn't have anything to lock onto. It's tying back onto itself. So you'll see it's just a simple overhand knot. Basically, it's a granny knot, and it serves no purpose in tying up your halter. And this is also exactly the same way that we tie a lead rope on to your halter. I like to tie a lead rope on instead of using a clip, because I don't like the clip to bang around underneath the horse's chin if I need to do some groundwork, or I'm, needing the lead rope to do a little bit more work than just standing tied up to the fence. Exactly the same application. These are the knots, these are the loops, sorry. This time they're just not poking up like they are on the halter, but it's exactly the same process. Coming through the loops, and instead of coming down and securing the lead rope like that with an overhand, which you can see is not very secure and can come loose very easily, all we want to do is go up through the loops and secure the loops, go around the loops and back onto themselves, and then it will lock tight. You can double that loop around there if you've got too much lead rope and you want to make it extra secure, or you want to use up a bit of extra lead rope length. You can go around twice, and you can come back down both loops, or just one. The bottom one doesn't really matter. It's a bit neater if you come back down both loops like such. That's also a really suitable way of tying acceptable way, if you will, of tying your lead rope on, as is, and this is pretty much the same thing. It's going around the loops, and instead of going back through here, we're just going back down the loop. This will make, this will also make a locking knot, and it's pretty much the same. You can see it does pretty much the same thing, it's just a slightly different style, all of which will come undone really easily if they're done up. Now, once you've learnt this knot, it's really useful for joining two pieces of random rope that you need to, perhaps you've got a busted lead rope and you need to, join it in the middle to get a horse from A to B, or you've you need to take a short piece of rope and add it to another short piece of rope to make something longer, you can do exactly the same thing. So with one of the ropes, you just make the loop, just like such. And with the other rope, you come up through the rope, and instead of coming back and securing onto itself, you just secure the rope around the loop that you've just created. Pull together, you've got a lock. That will make a really nice, strong, sturdy, 2 lengths of rope, 2 different thicknesses. Doesn't really matter what you want to join, and that will get that job done. The other application of exactly the same knot is to do this. Let's just say this is a big long lead rope and you wanted to make a loop to pop over a young horse's head that you couldn't catch or something like that. But when you put the loop over the horse's head, for example, you don't want this loop to pull tight. So you just pick the length of loop that you want to make. You make a little thingy like this, a little loop, cross it over. This one comes up here, it doesn't come back on itself, it just comes around this loop. And again, locks down onto the loop. So now you've got a really sturdy loop. It's not going to pull tight, it's not going to shorten the loop. And once you've used it, it's going to come undone again really, really easily. So that's our bowline, or locking knot, halter knot. You know, they've got all sorts of different names, but that's essentially what it is. And once you learn how to use it, and you learn to understand how it works and how easy it is to make it work, you'll find that you can use it in lots of different ways, especially around the horses. It's a really useful thing to know and to learn and to get really good at. Hope that helps.